What's happening? This is John Sue. Just Slabberin. What's happening? This is John Sue, just Slabberin. Very special guest today. I had to threaten this man with a diss track yesterday morning in order for him to reply.
You didn't have to threaten me very hard. I'd have just done it.
This is Shane Todd, the king of comedy in Belfast and Northern Ireland in general. So you're the first guy that I've done a podcast with.
Yep.
Hadn't done no podcast before. Came over, got on your podcast and I enjoyed it. And then I started watching some of your podcasts and I loved it. Thought it was funny, But that's what I wanted to get you on, obviously, to mine. Because you sort of inspired this too, when I seen yours.
Cheers.
And I thought, I love your shit, you know what I mean? How you do it.
Yeah.
It's funny, there's a lot of comedians doing them now, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Like my show, it's more like just sort of talking and that, you know what I mean? But I love the concept of the podcast in general.
But that's what good podcasts are, just talking.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily need to have a theme, it doesn't need to be anything else. It is literally just, that's what people want to hear, just a natural conversation.
Of course.
I hate interviews.
Yeah.
Like a real serious interview.
Of course.
You know, but so that's what it is, just chatting.
Yeah. Well, I came here today, came with Buzz like, yeah, my girlfriend, his girlfriend. I says, I brought him the Punjana tea bags because I want to make Shane happy and all, And then she said, no, he can't drink that. And I says, why? And she goes, he needs almond milk. So I had to rush and get you an almond milk. But
It's a real virgin move, isn't it? When that's the first thing people think of me.
Yeah. No, I like it.
He can't have milk.
Nah, I like it. Well, even the cup of tea in general. Yeah. My mate, Meanie, he's like a really raw gangster rapper from Manchester.
Right.
But he just loves a cup of tea. That's
what
he does. He actually walked on stage one time with a cup of tea, rapping and all.
Yeah.
So I like the cup of teas.
Because for you, see, going on backstage at shows and all, I lied back in the day when they say, what do you want? I go, oh, beer, vodka. It took a while. It took a while for me to grow up and go, I don't want that. Yeah. I just want a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And now that's how people know me. I love it.
See, funny enough, I didn't drink a lot of tea. I'm a coffee man. I love coffee. I love a nice coffee in the morning and I don't like instant coffee.
Right.
I like the proper coffee, you know. And
a cafetiere? Cafetiere?
Yeah. Cafetiere, what's that?
It's the thing you push down, isn't it?
Oh, no. That's like a Turkish coffee. That's a bit too strong.
It depends where you make it.
The old school cafetiere. No, well, I mean like a barista. You know, like
oh,
a
right,
barista
right. Yeah.
Is that the same thing with the
I
press?
don't know.
Maybe it is.
I have a wee button.
Yeah.
Wee pods?
Yeah.
I like
We're
them.
in the 21st century. You just push buttons.
I like them.
That's what I love.
The
pods, I'm sick of the pods as well now. But then I enjoyed my old coffee machine, but when I got a new one, the pods just doesn't cut it. I love this. That's what I was going to talk about. I was going to try and get sponsored by these.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. So I see that you were sponsored by the tea bags.
Just threaten a diss track.
I'm gonna.
You can do that with any company locally.
I messaged them, bro. I did. I said, you know what? Because I drink these all the time. But that's what I was going to ask. So, like in your podcast, Tea With Me, and then you've got your you've got the bookcase behind you, your tea bags on the bookcase. Do they just give you loads of tea bags?
Yeah. Oh, why?
If I was going to get sponsored by Barista Bar, I would want like a full on.
You want
like a full on set, like when you walk into Spa and you see it there.
Yeah.
That's what I want in the studio.
What, you want a machine?
Yeah. Obviously in the studio. I'm like, well, what is it if it's not sponsored by them? That's what I mean.
So they'll probably go, do you want just paid outright or do you want contra? Isn't that what it's called when they give you the thing? No, I think when they give you the thing, I know you want contraband, but they give you, there's a thing called contra where say Coca-Cola sponsor you.
Yeah.
They might just give you 1,000 cans of Coke instead of money. So do you want the coffee or do you want the money?
I'm with you. See, because I was thinking of the sponsorships, I was only thinking of all the things that I liked. So I was thinking of Maud's ice cream. Yeah. I was thinking we could get a freezer up in the studio and they could stock it once a week or so.
What's the buns you like? Slamish?
Slamish fell out. Well, did you not hear what happened after your podcast?
It's the beef. It's the beef I didn't know.
It wasn't beef. This was interesting. So I done your podcast and I said I love the Slamish Bakery snowballs.
Yep.
And I really want them snowballs.
Yeah.
And then Slemish Bakery themselves messaged me and
Right.
said, we have them snowballs waiting for you.
Right, sounding good so far.
I know, and I says, it would be an honour. I'd love to come up to your bakery. They says, come up. I says, I'll film it and all. We'll do a proper tour of the bakery.
Right.
Then they says to me, here's the snowballs. And they sent a photo of the snowballs.
Right.
And I zoomed in and they were cream-filled snowballs.
Right.
And they were even called like Deluxe Creme Snowball or
Right.
something. And I says, they're not the ones. I says, it's original snowballs. I want the original snowball. And they went, they're out of, we've stopped doing them.
They don't do them no more?
I says, what do you mean you've stopped doing them? And they says, we've decided they had cream in the middle. And all. I says, bro, I don't want no cream ones. You know, so then to be honest, right, I still thought, listen, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll go up, try and speak to them, sort it out.
What do you mean? When you say sort it out, you mean try and get them to take the cream out?
Yes. Yeah. Obviously. So I thought, well, go and try and, you know.
See if I'm a baker and you show up and go, take that cream out, I'm taking the cream out. The cream's coming out.
But listen, like I said, bro, I haven't seen no one buying these cream snowballs.
Right.
So anyway, so I was thinking, well, if I explain to them, hi, a snowball, original Northern Ireland snowball, there's no cream in the middle of them, and you're not revolutionary by, like, you know, cracking it open, putting cream in it. You're just ruining it. So I thought, if I go and explain that to them, they might sort it. And I also love their, what are they called? The toffee cupcakes. Do you know, like the wee tarts?
Oh, yeah.
Toffee and they've got the marshmallow in the middle.
Yep.
So they do like pineapple ones and pink ones, and then they do the toffee ones with a marshmallow. Yeah, right. But I don't like strawberry cups or the pineapple one. Don't like them. I just like the marshmallow cup with the toffee in it. But they stopped doing them.
Fuck's sake.
So I don't know what their problem is. Like all of my favourite things from Slemish, they keep stopping.
Why not just grow this podcast by Slemish and then do whatever you want?
I don't know, but if they agreed to make their original snowballs again, I would sponsor them, or they should sponsor me. You know? And then it's the same with the barista bar. See,
oh no,
we're in Hot Box Studio, so we need sponsorship for the studio. So I know he's all interested in the money, but I'm interested in good companies,
right? Yeah,
that have good products that I can consume.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I drink barista bar coffee.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having a full setup. They stock it once a week.
Yeah. He can't pay his rent though with 10 flat whites.
Could we not start selling the coffees? You know? Maybe we can do that. Same with the mods.
Showing up to the landlord with 50 Americanos.
And then there's this wee kebab shop at the top of the Shankill. And I was thinking of getting them to sponsor us, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, every podcast to bring us this kebab or something.
We see in the early days we went through a lot of different sponsors. A lot of different ones, including there was this like sweet shop, like online sweets, and they got in touch, and it's like fancy sweets, you know, you buy, they package it up for you, it's all nice. And they did one episode, they were paying well, they did one episode, and it was like a 10 episode deal. After the first episode, me and Kieran Bartlett were on, and the subject came up about, I did the ad read for them at the start, exactly the way they wanted it, and then me and Kieran Bartlett were talking about old sweets. You remember back in the playground, and you know, if you had 50p, what would you have bought back in the day? And you're talking about like Whisper Golds and all this old stuff. That company got in touch. It was a woman that ran it. She got in touch with my manager and went, this episode needs to be deleted. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, we can't have Shane discussing other confectionery. And I said, but they don't sell anything like this. We're talking about old sweets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking about old chocolate. And they went, nah. So I said, just end the deal.
Good.
Actually give them their money back from the first episode.
What a legend. Yeah, man, of course.
Cheeky
bastard. See, that's what I'm saying.
No one tells me what sweeties I can't talk about.
No, but no one should tell you what to do about anything.
No, sweeties, mainly sweet. No one. You can tell me what to do, but see when it comes to sweeties.
What's your favourite sweeties?
Depends where I am in life. You know, like what mood I'm in, all that kind of. If we're talking about like actual sweeties.
Yeah, like sweets, actual sweets.
Oh, can I surprise you?
Yeah.
American hard gums. But not the yellow ones.
Wow.
American hard gums.
Do you know what's probably my favourite sweets? This might surprise you too. No, them milk chutes. Have you seen them with the cow?
Oh yeah.
They look like a packet of like
Yep.
opal fruits or something,
Yeah.
but they're actually all milk ones with a wee cow in the front. I like them.
Yeah.
And then when I was young as well, my dad used to always preach away in like other countries. He used to preach all the time in Holland, and there was a drink, a fizzy drink made out of milk,
Right.
called Revilla Light.
Right.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I don't like this. Fizzy milk does not sound good.
I promise you, it does not taste like milk, and it's like, it looks more like a lemonade, but it's somehow made from fucking milk. But Revilla Light, it was called.
Get in touch with them, get them sponsored, bring it over here.
I could do that. I wouldn't mind. Like I said, it was lovely. I like have you ever heard of Kefir?
Sutherland?
No, not Kefir Sutherland. Kefir, the grain. It's like a. So my mum, I was talking about this. It's like a probiotic yogurt.
Right.
But it's really good for you.
Maybe I have. Yeah.
It's really good. But my mum cultivates it herself, and it's mental. It's like you feed it milk. So it's these. It's the SCOBY. Have you ever heard of a SCOBY?
No.
SCOBY's the symbiotic colony of yeast and bacteria, right? And it's like, and it's
You not the wee dog off of TV?
no, that's Scooby. That's Scooby. No, a SCOBY.
Right.
So that's what I mean. It's an acronym. It's or whatever you call it. It's a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast,
Right.
and it's like a living organism. And you feed it milk
Right.
every day, and then you put it in a dark place, and it eats all the sugars and the fats out of the milk, and then transforms it into a probiotic yogurt that is
Right.
packed full of like probiotics, and it's like very beneficial to your.
Holy
You never heard none of that?
No. I don't.
Would you not be into no healthy stuff?
I am, but I don't. I would have quite a low IQ.
Yeah.
So all that, like, I don't understand all like that.
Right. So, you know, antibiotics.
Yep.
See if you get sick.
Yes.
When you get sick and you go to the doctors, they say you need antibiotics.
Yes.
See, I disagree with that. I'm like Dr. Sue. What I believe is you need probiotics. But see, antibiotics destroys all the bacteria in your body.
Right.
Whereas probiotics boost up all your good bacteria.
Right.
You with me? So
Yep.
rather than depleting yourself, it's boosting up all your good bacteria to fight off all the bad.
Right.
That's what I believe. You with me,
Right.
bro? But
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
going to talk about conspiracies.
No,
We're not-
no, don't rule it out. Don't
Yeah.
rule out not talking about it.
Good, because I think maybe you could benefit from this, brother.
You
I'm
don't-
not being
I don't know
serious.
anything about it.
Listen, if I give you some kefir grains,
Yeah.
right, would
Yeah.
you cultivate them?
But is there milk in it?
No, you make it. Oh, why? Because, so hold on.
Can your ma feed it almond milk?
My mum uses goat's milk.
No, I can't have it
Why?
because it's still dairy.
Is it dairy?
Yep,
classed
it is.
as
It is.
dairy?
I looked this up recently.
Wonder if you can do water kefir. You can do water kefir, but that's a different thing again. I'm gonna have to talk to my mum. I'm gonna speak to
Right.
her. But the benefits of you getting it, I'm telling you, could change your life forever.
Right. No, but I'm saying even conspiracy, like, don't feel you can't talk to me about conspiracies.
Good.
It might be interesting to get my take on it because, you know, you might have conversations about flat Earth and all this kind of stuff, and people, you know, people have attitudes on it that you don't. I'm a wild card. I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I do think things.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
So do you believe that there's like a group of devil worshippers that run the world?
See, here's the thing with me, right? I'm being serious. I don't know, and I'm not that interested in it. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
See, if there was, I don't know.
But you definitely are Northern Ireland's like biggest comedian. You're going to America next week. Imagine you went to America and it blew up and you became super famous in America and everything.
Oh, I
Next
thought you
thing-
meant America blew up. I was like,
No,
oh, Jesus
no,
Christ,
no.
that'd be the last thing I'd
No,
need.
you blew up in America. And I
Right.
don't mean
Yeah,
literally.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you like blew
Yes.
up. Everyone knew you
Right.
were a comedian and all. And
Right.
you were touring everywhere.
I like it so far.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Next thing you get invited to these big parties. and you're
I still
thinking,
like it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's going brilliant.
Is there
Everyone's
almond milk in it?
Yeah, almond milk galore. There's almond milk fountains, everything. You're loving it. And then what happens if they say, come into this back room and slit this goat's throat and drink its blood? And
I can't, because it's dairy. I told you. I can't have it. I don't
so
right.
that's your way out. Are you vegan?
No, I just can't have lactose. Can't have any sort of dairy. That's what I'd have to tell these people.
Yes.
Guys, you
Yeah,
need to have
you-
specific things for me if I'm getting involved in this.
I'm with you.
I don't think. I don't say there was something like that, right? And it's a bit like it's like Christianity. You know, I take no interest in it.
Yeah.
I just don't think about it.
Right.
I like comedy, in no order. Comedy,
Yes.
my family, Football?
Football?
Yeah.
What team do you support?
Man United.
Man United.
But I'm not like...
Interesting.
I'm not like... Man United could be 7-0 by Liverpool. I'm not... That doesn't affect my life in any way.
Yeah.
I'm a Man United fan, but if they lose a game, I'm not like, fuck, I'm bad form and all the rest of them.
You've always been a United fan?
Yeah.
I used to be a United fan until I moved to Manchester.
Right.
And then you realise you can't really be a United fan. But United fans are like, they're all tourists.
Right, yeah.
But if you're a ghetto Manchester kid
Yeah.
growing up in Manchester, you have to support City.
Yeah. I went to City a couple of weeks ago when I was in Manchester on tour. It was good.
Yeah, did you, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the old City Stadium and all. See, me with the football, bro, I see football as a religion. So it's interesting that you said you don't like God or religion, but you love your family and comedy and then the football. But like people that put on their shirts, every Sunday, they get their hair washed and they go to the football man and they sing praises to their team,
But I annoy other football fans. Like, I have a massive obsession with football. Like, football is my thing. But and I say, I support Man United, but I annoy other football fans because, like, someone will go, do you want to go see Man City? I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. There's people I know that will go, I can't go and sit and watch Man City. It's like, what are you talking about? It is a football club, but it's a business. You're sort of supporting a business. You're like a fan of a business now. That's kind of the way it is now. I love football. I don't care about particular teams and things like that.
Yeah. See, I like certain people in football. For example, Marcus Rashford. He's my mate's good friend from childhood.
Right.
He knows him, and he grew up in the ghetto. Like, he's a G. He's a good kid, and obviously he's now one of the biggest footballers in the world. Yeah. And I do like football in that respect as well. I think there is, you can get a lot of things from it, but I think, I don't know.
But if I find, I promise you, again, I'm being serious, right? I'm not saying this for comedy effect. If I found out today, say today, Man United signed Messi.
Yeah.
And the news also broke that the world is flat. I would have no interest in talking about that. I'd want to talk about Man United just saying Messi.
Yeah.
Deadly serious.
Because that's your religion.
And there's so many things. Like, I get that there has to be so much evil in the world and control and this, control and that. But I used to be, like, relatively into the mainstream, like, read the news, watching news. I'd listen to Nolan in the morning, all that kind of stuff, taking interest, politics, things like that. And then, I can't remember, there was no reason behind it, but one day I was like, this is like weighing me down a bit and making me a bit angry. And so then I just stopped. And I kind of do a bit now on stage about being a wee bit of an ostrich.
Right.
My head's...
An ostrich?
Yeah, I'm looking good, but my head's in the sand.
Yeah.
But I look good.
Good.
I look good. But I'm not burdened down by any... I'm into, like, simple pleasures, I think.
No, I love that. I am the same, bro. I don't like anything. For example, the other day, I walked into the Spar and I looked at the newspaper and it really annoyed me. It was your man, Ryan Giggs. Do you like Ryan Giggs?
I did. There was a period where I did. Yeah, and I feel like now that'll be a difficult one to...
he's a scumbag
guy to get behind.
Scumbag rat, you know what I mean? So I looked at that anyway and I thought... said UDA murderer or something.
Ryan Giggs?
No, it said...
What a story!
It said UDA murderer or something gets an award off Giggs. Right. And Giggs had no idea of the man's violent past or whatever. And I was thinking, like, the wee old man who had served his time and released from jail after he served his time and done his time for his crime, did he know about Ryan Giggs' dirty past?
Right.
About him sleeping with his brother's wife and all for years? Yeah. Like, in the real world, I would have him hung.
What was was this? What was this ceremony?
I don't know what the award was. Front page of the paper. Front page of the Sunday Life it was. I took a photo of it. I was disgusted though. Look, there it is here. UDA romper room killer got an award from Giggs. Former United star, unaware, winner of tortured and innocent Catholic. And I just said, it made me laugh. That's bullshit in the shop. The wee old man gets an award from Giggs. And the trampy little red devil slept with his brother's wife for years, and the paper likes to bring up this man's political history that he served his time for. I didn't know that ex-prisoners weren't allowed to win awards because of their past. Do you know what I mean? Like, why is this front page worthy? You know what I mean? I don't watch the papers, read the news, none of it. And I don't like glorifying these footballers either that are there sleeping with their brothers' wives and all.
The difference is I wouldn't have seen the front page of paper because I'd be turning that straight over to the back to see what's happening in the Irish League.
You've seen Giggs on the front. It says Giggs, unless you thought it was the rapper Giggs or something, but there's a photo of Ryan. He was there. That's what I was going to say. So, you like football, you like comedy.
Yep.
Who's your favourite comedian of all time?
There's probably this with I'd love to know what the rapper equivalent is, but everyone says Richard Pryor, and that is true for me.
Right.
But I'm conscious of I don't want to always say the same thing everyone else says, but it is him.
You do love Richard Pryor the most. What about Bill Hicks?
Nah, I can appreciate that he was one of the best ever. Just not to my taste. It's a bit like totally different kind of comic, obviously, but the likes of a Mrs. Brown's Boys or Michael McIntyre. That is not my taste at all.
Yeah, it's not my taste. I don't like that either.
But it's like somebody... So me saying, Bill... I don't particularly like Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
I don't like Mrs. Brown's Boys and Michael McIntyre, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but you can't deny, they're the most popular of all time. Some of the most popular of all time. Bill Hicks was obviously... I find him interesting, but I like silly kind of comedy. I like comedy that's a bit more fun.
I struggle with it, bro.
Do you?
I like social commentary comedy.
Yeah.
Like Bill, what's his name? Carlin.
George Carlin. Thought he was unbelievable, but I don't know a lot of his stuff.
It's the mind, like you said, the IQ in it. It's very highly intelligent comedy, and it's scary because then you're even thinking, is this even comedy? It's scary.
Dave Chappelle's a modern equivalent of that. Yeah. Big fan of his.
Love Dave Chappelle. He is obviously brilliant.
But yeah, Bill Hicks, George Carlin, appreciate they're unbelievable, but Richard Pryor be my guy.
I think it's interesting in a society when comedians would be taken more seriously than politicians.
Yeah.
It's a funny concept, isn't it?
I get asked to share a lot of stuff, talk about a lot of things, do this and do that, but to me, say I put something up on Instagram about some case that's going on or something. Will you get behind this and that? I feel like I can't, because I feel like my only purpose, comedy, like career-wise, is to just make people laugh and be silly and do this and do that. And we do a lot of charity stuff and stand-up, and I feel like gigs, and fundraisers and that kind of thing. But aside from that, I don't like to mix the two.
Yeah.
I obviously want to help and do things, and that's why we do these big gigs, but the big charity gigs. But just see, like day to day, this idea of having a platform and social comedy and that kind of thing. I don't think that's the people who like my stuff. I don't think that's why you're coming to see me.
No, of course not. You built your own path. You had to how did all that start with a comedy? Were you always a comedian then?
I would have tried to make people laugh to get out of having to show that I wasn't that smart. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Like in school, I didn't want you to know I didn't know the answer to this thing.
So
I
you make a joke around it.
Yeah, but I wasn't like wouldn't be an attention seeker or try and be really loud. I liked it like they're a wee bit more low key, and I was unbelievable in impressions.
Yes.
So I could do a great impression of a teacher or somebody that was famous at the time or whatever. So I was always joking about, but I think when people see I do stand up, 50 people be surprised that knew me when I was younger. They go, I didn't really think he'd do that or he'd go into that. Some people probably would get it, but yeah, I'm like a big student of stand up. Like I love it, and I watched it from when I was a kid, when I shouldn't have been. Maybe you shouldn't have been allowed at a certain age, but my dad especially would have let me watch any. That's what it was. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, all the Def Jam stuff.
Def Jam was militant back in the day. That was the best. I loved it.
Just like the reaction. You're more watching the reaction of the audience than the comedian in a lot of those gigs. And then whenever I was 17, 18, I just thought I'd love to. I was never in school plays or wouldn't have done drama. I would have been too worried about what people thought. Yeah. I just played football, and that was the only thing I did. And I was like, when I was about 18, I thought I'm just going to try this once, stand up, and then I'll not do it again. I'll just say I've done it. But for me, I just want to say I picked up a lot of things and dropped them, and tried to learn guitar and learn things. And
your acting skills are actually hilarious. Like I think I would like to see you on a film. Your thing about the bones of
Banshee Bones of Inisherin.
That was belting, bro. Did you watch that film?
Started it.
It was a mad film. Like me and my girl watched it. I thought it was good. It was funny.
I love them, and I can appreciate it's a great film, but I was about 15 minutes into it, and I was half doing something else at the same time, and I just stopped watching it. Yeah. And I love the way, like, you get people who being like, nah, you have to watch the whole thing. You don't.
Yeah.
You cannot. You can just turn it off and then do other things.
But I'll tell you what, your wee parody of it made me laugh.
Yeah. Well, Kieran, I've got to give Kieran Bartlett the credit for that. We started doing sketches together, and Kieran came up with that one. That was fully his idea.
I've seen the other one you've done as well, made me laugh, where it says
swapping with changing roles with him.
Yeah, but you played the where you flicked the coin. The coin in and says, I want to be a big massive comedian.
Yeah, turned into Kieran. So I came up kind of doing. I was always doing stand up first, and then when YouTube and stuff came about, I would have started doing sketches.
So you'd always done stand up first?
Yeah, I started.
So even before like the MC Beezer thing?
Oh yeah, I
were doing
stand up first. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Cool.
And that's it. Like a lot of people, I think if I wasn't me and I was looking at me, you'd think I started doing videos and then got into stand up, but it was the other way about. And there's some people who would.
I thought that.
Get offended. Some people would get offended by it and be like, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I was doing stand up, but it was a period where stand up wasn't that mainstream. Nobody was seeing it. And then when I started doing the videos, I realised like, oh, people are actually coming to see the show now and that sort of thing. Yeah. So it really, I needed something like that to help the stand up, to help people come and find out more about me. But yeah, I've been doing stand up for, I think it's my 16th year.
Sick. So you done 16 years? Mm-hmm. My God.
Started when I was 18.
Shit.
And it felt like there was no other stand-ups here apart from the TV sort of. There was no scene like there is now.
Remember your first like
set?
Yeah.
So because I never performed and I was very nervous. Whenever I was like 17, 18, I hadn't got to that point where I was really like comfortable in my own skin. Sort of, I was a bit unsure of myself and wasn't sure who I was. And I didn't know how to prepare. I wrote out like a script, like a 5-minute script, word for word. I thought that's what you did. And then when I got on stage, I'd never been on stage, so the nerves hit me and I forgot every single bit of it.
Obviously. So
I had to go and get my book. And I'm like, when I was 18, I looked 14, so I'd go over and get my book.
You were sat there reading
shaking,
your script?
hands shaking.
No.
And I checked it, and then I started talking about the fact, I was only doing 5 minutes, and I started talking to the audience about how badly it was going. Yeah. And that was getting way more laughs than the set. Cool. And they're looking at me probably thinking he reminds me of my wee brother or my son or something like that. So that kind of got enough laughs. And then I was talking about my outfit. I was like, I don't know why I'm wearing these shoes. I thought this would be cool, but they're not cool. And it just started. I realised like, I have the potential to maybe be able to make people laugh, but it's not with this set. Yeah. And then I did I don't think I was good at stand up for 7 years. For 7 years or so. Yeah. I look back on it and go, I was getting away with it because I looked young. Like that helped, and I got confident, but the stand-up just wasn't. I remember a lot of the guys I'd be mates with now, Mickey Bartlett and all. There was a group of us who started years and years ago. We used to all do gigs together, and I would always have the weakest set on the night, always. Mm. And I think it was just like I didn't like you try and be like other comedians. Yeah. You're not taking their material, you're not really impersonating them, but you're going. It's probably the same with music.
Yeah, there's a million rappers that are all like mimicking other rappers. It's a fact, and like you say, you have to be an original. You know, that's the key.
And then you go, the closest I can get to being me on stage, then it'll be, and I think I'm as close now as I can be. Yes, of course. Well, that's what's captivated everyone because you're just very natural. Yeah,
you
cheers.
Know what I mean? That is true. So you done all the stand-ups, and then what made you to do the MC Beezer thing? Like,
well, I love I say I love rap. I wouldn't be like I wouldn't be like in any way an expert. Yeah. You know, there's names of rappers you'd mention. I wouldn't have a clue who you're talking about.
What rappers did you like then?
Wu-Tang Clan, Nas.
Gangster though.
First time I've been called a gangster.
Listen, bro, Wu-Tang and Nas. I said what rappers you listen to, and you said, I'm glad you didn't say fucking Drake and whoever else. You know what I mean? Wu-Tang and Nas.
I got into all the street guys like Trey Songz coming up, Blazing Squad.
Yeah, Blazing Squad. I remember that.
I actually fucking love Blazing Squad.
Most of the rappers nowadays are like Blazing Squad. They were funny. They remixed their song that came out, Crossroads. That wasn't
Bone
their
Thugs
song. Bone Thugs. That was I loved Bone Thugs. Great. So to see Bone Thugs, a song by a bunch of
they were doing their GCSEs at the time. Blazing Squad.
Sick.
And they were just sort of fucking about. And then I actually quite liked them. I thought they were.
It was funny. I just remember finding it hilarious. Like it was a parody or something. You know. So you like Wu-Tang. You like Nas.
Anything. I remember having a West someone in school had a Westwood compilation. It was like 2 CDs, and there was a lot of people that
I remember it.
I was
green
on
CD.
Huh?
The green one.
Yeah,
Westward
and
with
then
the
there
two
was a
CDs.
red and blue one too.
Right.
And I remember you were only hearing whatever rap you were hearing was stuff from the radio.
Yeah.
So I remember that there was people on that
Yeah.
that I was like, oh, I've never heard, like Farside or Mos Def, or just people like that. Is it Mos Def or Mos Def?
Yeah, Mos Def. I would call them Mos Def.
Thank God, I thought I made a faux pas.
Nah.
And so that, but I've always been into rap. I love it. It's my go-to, whether I'm working out or traveling or anything.
Yeah.
That's just what I like. Don't like a lot of stuff now. You know, I'm very. I wouldn't just put on a rap playlist. Now I need to go and seek out the things I really specifically like. But I love it.
Yeah, I'm the same, bro, with rap when it comes to rap. I don't listen to a lot of rap, and the rap that I do listen to, it's similar to the guys you would have listened to.
And because so say, if you mention like a big famous rapper, I only maybe know like 4, 5, 6 of their songs, but that's great because now, because of like Spotify, if I'm on a long flight or something, and I put on like a Biggie playlist, like I only recently heard his song Cali. I've never heard that before, going back to Cali.
Yeah, I'm going back to Cali.
So I'm getting to still at 34 discover all these, and every time I find a song like that, I go, fuck, this is...
Yeah. I'll tell you something scary about Biggie. You know his song Juicy?
Yeah.
Well, that was released 3 years before he came out in 1993 by a rapper from Mississippi called the Notorious B1, a.k.a. Big Daddy. And he's a big fella,
right.
And he raps over it. It's the same song. Puff Daddy's obviously found it. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
and then
right.
went to Biggie and said, right, this is what we're going to do. And it's scary because he's from the Mississippi as well. And then one of his Biggie's bars, he goes, from the Mississippi down to
you
the
think
East
he could have
Coast."
changed that bit?
Exactly. Bro.
That's like getting the homework. I'm not, change the first few lines. Like,
did you ever see Joe Rogan talking about comedians biting bars? There's a biting
stealing material?
Yeah,
yeah.
What do you think of stealing material?
Oh, so the parallel thinking exists, definitely.
Yeah.
But you have to, I can't remember what I was talking about on this recently with, but the good thing is if you have mates who also know a lot of comedy, and I have mates who know stand-up a lot better than me, when you're telling them you've got an idea for a bit, or they see you do a bit when you're just starting to work on it, the best thing is if you have mates who can go, check this bit out that this guy does, because that might be a bit similar to that, and you can, because of YouTube, you can search it, watch it, go, is this similar to mine, or do I have the same idea, do I need to drop this bit or what? I've definitely had bits where mates have gone careful on that bit, and you either drop it or you go, I think I can justify it because I'm coming at it from a totally different angle.
Yeah.
Or you could have watched stand-up when you were 12 and then something you forget that you've seen it. That happens, but you have to be big enough to go, that's too similar, so I'll drop it. I've had it done I've had people nick material.
Obviously.
But everybody has.
Yeah.
Everybody has.
So
Same
like,
in music, I guess.
So like, for example, like, I don't, it annoys me as well, like, some people say like, oh, I used your lyrics one time, I was at a house party, they've memorised my lyrics, and then to show off, like, to rap that, my lyrics.
Yes.
I don't mind that, because I'd done that as a kid.
Right,
before, God, the first thing I told you this, on yours, the first thing I done was, I memorised a Tupac song.
Yeah.
And I went into school and rapped it to my mates, know, and then some of my mates were like, bro, we know who that is. And I was like, Tupac too. That was what I done, so I
But it'd be different if a rapper went, oh, I've taken some of your lyrics for this song that I have. But if someone's messing about, like, if someone goes, I told a joke that I heard, well, that's a compliment.
Yes.
But you should always be, as long as you're open to a conversation with it.
Yeah.
If you were doing stand-up and I had a bit that was like yours, and you say, here, especially if we're mates, if you go, that bit might be quite similar, we should both sit down and go, here's my bit, here's your bit, what are we going to do about this?
Yes.
But the second you're like, you just put the shutters up and go, no, I'm still going to do the bit. That's silly like that.
Yeah.
Stand-up's a very amicable scene. Like, everyone's very sound.
Yeah.
And there's very few people who, if they've stolen something, would go full denial about it and not be open to it. It's happened, like, but...
Yeah. So you done stand-up at your, like, main love then? You done that from number one then because of your rap, like, you enjoyed rap and all?
Oh, you asked how the MCBs thing came about? So, growing up, like, I'm not musical in any way, But a lot of stand-ups want to be rock stars, want to be musicians.
Yeah.
And there's other industries where people go, a lot of actors are envious of stand-up. But for stand-ups, it's mainly music. And because I liked rap, I mean, it's something that's done. Like, it's an old thing of comedians doing rap songs, you know. But me and my mate Michael Foster we went to tech together. So Michael, you met him, he films my podcast. We went to tech together, so we met when we were like 16. And I remember there was 2 guys that went to my tech from Carrick, Belfast Met, and they love rap as well. And we were like, why don't we make a song, me and Michael, at the weekend, and you make a song, and we'll do like a fake thing with each other. We'll diss it, you know. But here's the thing: we didn't clarify. I thought it was full diss. They didn't.
Yeah.
They just made a song about the summertime.
Yes.
So they played theirs to us, and then I played mine back, and I remember them going like, "This is so hectic. Like, this is so personal."
Yeah,
like,
you were just cutting into
yeah,
it.
I rinsed them. So me and Michael had done that when we were 16, and then when I sort of reconnected with him, he went away from media for a long time, did a normal job, if you want to call it that. And then when he came back into it, we're like, what kind of videos can we do? And we were joking about, laughing about remembering when we did that. So it just went from there. But I love it. Like, I love because I love rap. It's a fun thing to kind of write. And although, look, I say I'm writing, we're just reworking lyrics. You know what I mean? We're slightly changing stuff to fit it into a Belfast version of it, or that kind of thing. But I love it, and shooting the videos is class.
I loved it. You done Waking Up in Limavady.
Yeah.
And then you done another couple too, didn't you?
Yeah, we did one of Changes. So Wake Up Limavady was Woke Up in a New Bugatti.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think we've done 5, maybe 5 or 6.
And when was the last time you done the MCBs? Years ago?
Years ago, yeah.
Why are you not? What's going on?
I know. Oh, the last thing I did was a tribute to Frank Mitchell when he retired from UTV Weather. I did an MCBs song for him.
Sick.
Full video, full production.
Love it.
Which he played on a show. But like, there's loads of characters that I have done that I haven't done in a long time, and people think, oh, do you not like doing the characters anymore, or do you see as an evolution thing you don't do that anymore? I definitely do. It's just you kind of run out of ideas.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's funny. I'll tell you this. So like, I seen one of your characters, the McGoldrick.
That's my favourite one.
Yes,
I think. Or the
so
football
I didn't get it at first. I just thought, oh, he's doing like a posh fella or something, until I was speaking to this girl. And I was speaking to this girl, and she says, yeah, I'm living in England now, but I'm originally from Kefir. Or the way she said it. She just said it like him. Yeah. And I laughed, and I said, here, have you ever heard of Shane Todd? And she knew exactly what I was going to say. And she went, oh, don't. I said, you sound exactly like Shane Todd's character.
Right.
And then she went, oh, you're Scunder.
Yeah, people hate that. Yeah.
But I was thinking, it's real. Like, it's bad. And it made me appreciate your character like a lot more. I thought, oh, that is exactly, like, he's captivated. What is that about it's just, how do they say it?
Gold Coast.
Yeah, the Gold Coast.
It's not a natural way to talk.
You flick your eyebrow up and you say the Gold Coast.
Where that came from is, so when you say you're from Hollywood, people go, oh, why? But really, Hollywood, a lot of it is very nice. Even what you would call the bad parts of it, like the estate, is still not that bad. It used to be really bad, like in around like 2000, early 2000s. It was the front page of the Sunday World every week. But it always has had good people. So like, my family come from a place called White City in Hollywood, which is the estate. But so when you say you're from Hollywood, you do get the like, and look, I you know, you could spend a long time fighting against that and going, well, actually, like, I don't care. I do not care what preconceived ideas people have about Hollywood. Yeah. But the reality is that it's very mixed. But yes, a lot of it is very posh. A lot of it, especially down towards Cultura. That's where those people are from. So whenever I was 15, 16, I was a dishwasher in the yacht club there, in the restaurant. And you would encounter all these. I was hearing those people talk like that, those voices that I'd never really heard before. Yeah. And then when I started thinking about characters I could do, you started thinking about, and I remember everyone was so paranoid because Hollywood's a small place, and people coming up to me and starting going, my uncle's cracking up here. Is that based on my uncle? Or like my mate that I work with, he says you're taking the piss, and I'm like, it's a mixture of years of hearing people, seeing people. I wouldn't directly take the piss out of one person. I'm not. That's not right. But it's just a mixture of this whole thing, and it was like I still do that character now and again, but it's changed as time's gone on.
Yeah.
Like so the way he dresses, the way the way he speaks. Because when COVID happened, if you want to, I don't have many opinions on that. I'm waiting for you to be like, it didn't happen.
We'll get banned. We're going to have to cut that part out.
So I re-edited a load of my old videos to make them under a minute.
Right.
And I look back at the first Mike McGoldrick videos I did, and compared to what I do with it now, it's so different. But characters are fun. Like, they're great. And you get people who with no interest in my stand-up but love one particular character, or vice versa, love the stand-up but aren't interested. So I find that interesting.
So I love, I don't even know his real name, I just know him as Big Shaq, but that was one of his characters.
Well, that was really interesting, the way, like Michael Dappa.
Michael Dappa, yes.
I really respected and was confused by him, because he came out with that, and then everyone's like, this is the best. And it was fucking brilliant. And he was on everything. Yeah. And everybody went, what's next for Big Shaq? And he went, nah, I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing other characters, and I'm doing me.
Love that, though.
But people were like, if you could do a Big Shaq movie. Yeah. You could do brand deals. You could do everything. And he just went, nah, not for me. Yeah. And I remember we went on the Breakfast Club, and they were like, I think it was Charlemagne was like, why are you not? People only want this. And he's like, I don't want to do it.
Because it's integrity.
It. Yeah,
it's integrity. Yeah. And this is what I loved about. I loved Michael Dappa's sketch show. That's what I was thinking. You need to make your own sketch show.
Well, that's what we've started. Me and Kieran have started doing. Right. It's just doing these sketches, and what we might do is, after we've done a load, put them together,
them into like
send them out, and we'll see. But we want to. My attitude about ownership of stuff and the way we make stuff is so different. Like, when I started, and even up until not that long ago, you were desperate. Whatever TV channels and broadcasters wanted, I had done it. Yes. I was like, what do you need me to be?
That's what we were talking about the other day.
It wasn't that long ago where I was like, what ideas do you want from me? Tell me the show you want me to make, and I'll make it that way. And now, because of, I put it down to the podcast, it's allowed me to be way more independent. Yeah. So when we're making these sketches, the production value is better, I'd say, than TV.
Of course it is. It's really, really well done.
And that's being done by the production. Instead of 12 people at a TV company, it's one person. Yeah. So we're saying we can do it like this, and obviously you have to have notes from them, and you'll have to bend the knee in certain things. But we're going, it's pre-made. Yeah. Let us sell it to you instead of making the thing.
Exactly. And then I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's yours.
I've done so much TV stuff that I look back on, and I don't blame myself, because I was young and
you're up and coming.
Yeah,
of course.
But I'm like, that is not me at all. Like, I was always pushed towards being a presenter, and I think it'd have been good. I still think I could do it, but no passion enough for me at all.
So then, because I seen a wee photo on the Instagram of you saying 2 years ago or something, that was you and Kieran. So you're like, what was it, the 10th episode
the podcast?
Or something? Yeah. And I love that. I thought, sick. So, like, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, the podcast. Well, so you were doing the stand-up comedies, then you were doing the MC Beezer stuff. You'd done like 5 tracks of that. When did you think, right, I'm going to do a podcast? And how did you come up with Tea With Me?
I'd done podcasts before, and they've never worked.
Right.
Not never worked.
You tried them, though.
People weren't interested. Yeah. It never blew up or anything like that. Yeah. I used to do a podcast with my best mate Dave Elliott, called Boytown. We went to LA on holiday and drove through this part of it called Boys Town, which is a gay area of LA. And I said to Dave, that'd be a great name for a podcast. It is Boys Town. After a day or two, thought it was Boytown. I was like, it's a funny name for a podcast, Boytown, or something I like about that.
And it's the gay part of the town. Yeah. It's funny. It's the same like Manchester, Canal Street, and they've cut the C out, so it's Anal Street.
Oh, why? Yeah.
Did you know that?
I was going to be like, Anal Street? What does that have to do with anything? So me and Dave started doing it, but we were doing it probably before especially people in Northern Ireland would know what a podcast is. Yeah. So we had like a cult following behind it, but it wasn't really helping our stand-up or anything, but we loved doing it, and we were in our early 20s kind of doing it. And we did it for years, and we did some live shows, but the podcast market just wasn't there. We never really had sponsors or anything like that. And then I started my own, called the Shane Todd Cast. 10 out of 10 name for a
It
podcast.
is actually good. The Shane Todd cast.
So I would do like, here's what I would do, because I had no production team or anything. It was me. I'd film it, record it, do it. I'd say it's coming. I'd announce it. I'd be like, every Wednesday, the Shane Todd cast. I'd do one episode. The next Wednesday, I'd do an episode. I'd forget for like a week, or I'd get sidetracked with something, and instead of going, it's late or whatever, I go, season 2 of the Shane Todd cast, here we go. And then I'd miss another week and go, season 3, here we go, folks. Yeah. So there was like 9 episodes and 8 seasons.
Yes.
So I was just so scattergun with it.
Yeah.
And then I reconnected with Michael, who was doing filming with me. I met Dan, who produces the podcast. He was working on BBC at the time, but I know he had a background in podcasts. And I said, like, why don't we just, the 3 of us, like, just go all in on a podcast. I've got this name, Tea With Me, because that's what I want it to be. I want it to be this, just a cup of tea and a chat.
Yes, yeah.
And we had that picture that I put up at Kieran. It was above a restaurant. The building was not fit for purpose. It had like an old security door. You had to walk up a fire escape to get into it, and then go over the roof of a restaurant. And it was a horrible space, and we did it up a wee bit. We're so proud of it, like.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the photo, like you had the wee curtain behind it.
And it was in Hollywood. That's the main thing. It was in Hollywood, because I always wanted to keep the podcast in Hollywood, to keep my link with it. I'm so proud of where I'm from. So we started doing those pods, and then we moved into a different office. It was a wee bit bigger, and then moved again. So we're gradually kind of growing that, but I love it. Like it's massively helped my stand up in terms of people coming.
I think more than just help yourself. I think the podcast has helped a lot of people, bro. I know a lot of people that say to me, like, they find comfort in it. They love your podcast, like, it's like, you know.
But that's that's a mutual thing. Like that then makes me really happy. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When I went up to Hollywood, I went up for the podcast, to do your podcast, and I loved it, and it was a beautiful day. I went there and went for lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
And what was it?
Yorkshire?
Belter gaff, bro. Really good.
Yeah.
And then I loved the wee town as well. And then I went down to this, the shoreline for a wee smoke, and I was just looking, and you could look right over the Rathcoole, you know.
Oh, wow.
So I was thinking, I love it, bro. It was like a beautiful wee spot, you know. And I thought, there's loads of people in Northern Ireland that talk to me about your podcast and say, like, you know.
It's and that's it. There's stand-ups who, like, you know, have shone on it, and then that helps them, but it all helps me too. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like I'm just given or in a position to be able to give shine a light or give a platform to someone, and then people who hadn't seen them before see them and get more interested in them, and like you saying about being inspired and starting this, then and I come on, it all feeds itself. You know what I mean? It's all everyone kind of wins out of it, you know?
Yeah, so like I said, I had always sort of wanted to do a podcast. I was going to do one in the Cali Cave with Danny, but I was thinking of, like, you know, smoking loads of weed on it. No, I mean, like, you know, and drinking and, like, a bit more, like, up front. But when I seen your one and all, I thought, I don't know, there's something a bit, like, real with it.
Well, you're trying to tread the line between having a really professional setup and the cameras and the microphones, but also making it casual and relaxed too.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like it's we block out every Friday to do it, so it's one day a week. That's my whole focus. That's everything I do, and the live shows are brilliant too, because you get when you're doing the podcast, you know, you're thinking about how many people are watching or listening. But when you're doing the live ones, you're seeing the faces, and that's
what I was going to say. Like, doing a live podcast, because, like, obviously, look, we've got a wee audience. You know what I mean? But I mean, doing it in front of a live audience too. That's deep, bro.
Well, we start small. We started small with live, you know, and then gradually built it up. But like, it's I love it when there's people in the room.
If you could only pick one, if you had to pick now, and you can only do your podcast, or you could only go and do stand-up.
Stand-up. Every day of the week.
Because it's your original passion.
It's adrenaline.
Yeah.
It's instant. Like, you know when you're doing a podcast, it's a good podcast. Yeah. But when you're doing stand-up, you do a joke and it either gets a laugh or it doesn't, and the nerves are there, and stand-up will, if acting or anything like that, it's always stand up.
Yeah, see, it's funny for me because, like, if I had to pick between, like, writing music or performing it, it would be writing music every time. Yeah,
really?
I love that. I love the process.
Would you write for other people?
Nah, because I can't even. Don't get it twisted. If I wrote something that, like, someone else could sing, I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I do write from a very personal perspective.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know, and like I said, it's like all quite true, and you know, everything that I've ever talked about, it's all like my family and my history and everything like that. So, like I said, I struggle. I wouldn't mind trying to write something. You know what I mean?
Your video of the cover of Alien. I listen to that's on my like thing on Spotify.
Yeah, you sure?
And I listen to that all the time. Like I love when you see a side of someone that you didn't know that I didn't know you sang.
Yeah.
I knew you rap. I didn't know you sang.
Yeah.
And that was such a surprise to like see that video, and I was like, fuck, that's
Yes.
And then I listened to the original of it, and I went, it's a good song, but this is the version that I like.
See,
you know?
and I love that because it's funny. My uncle and all, he used to do that to me. He would sing me songs, and I would get goosebumps and go, I love that. Who wrote that? And I would go and listen to the original, and it's shit.
It's
I'd be like, bro, that's not what I was. I wanted my uncle singing it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's funny because I wouldn't ever have sung. You know, I wasn't a singer. Like I said, I was a rapper. But then when I went to Spain, my brother's father-in-law became my best mate, and me and him would roll up out all the time, and he'd tell me to go down to the karaoke, and he like he would sing Tennessee Whiskey and all.
Oh, aye.
He was a gangster, you know, and then because I would watch him, my favourite singer is John Prine. You've ever heard of John Prine? My dad's favourite singer. My dad used to listen to him in jail, and then I listened to him, and he became my favourite singer. But he's like an old country,
right? Okay.
But he's very profound.
Right.
Very profound. Like some of the stuff, he just talks about everyday stuff, but in a real incredible way.
Nah, I know my way around the karaoke bar.
Yeah, do you? What are you singing your go-to?
I judge the atmosphere first.
Yeah, of course,
and I say, what do these
too.
people want? No,
Very smart. He's a professional karaoke.
I've a few up. It depends.
Like, so the crowd's all bubbling. And
Here's what we're
excited.
not going to go wrong with.
Yeah.
Walking to Memphis.
Walking in Memphis.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that's good as well. It's quite upbeat, but at the same time, if they're walking in Memphis.
So we've got that. We've got, if I feel like it's a mixed crowd, in terms of if they're really up for it, Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis.
Right.
Yeah. I've got that. But if they're going to give me their attention, right? Say it's a summer's night in Spain.
Yeah.
Nice wee karaoke restaurant.
Yeah.
And I think these people
are ready for
are aficionados.
Yeah.
It's Back for Good by Take That.
I want you back.
I guarantee you, nobody's hands will be down.
Lipstick stains still on your coffee cup. Wash it off. It's a belter track. That
What
though.
a song!
I do love that. That is a cracker.
And do you know what? But you know what I don't like? You ever do karaoke and then your mate joins in? I go, no.
No, I hate that shit. Bro.
This is me singing it.
No, I wouldn't. I would actually like elbow you or something and say fuck off away from the shit. Unless it's a duet.
Yeah. Oh, Back for Good. If we were doing Back for Good, you could back me up. Want you
exactly.
back?
Yeah. No. Exactly. If me and you said let's do Want You Back for Good and we get up then together, then obviously.
Yeah. And don't take one step back.
Yeah.
Take one step back from me and let me stand forward, front and centre.
Of course. Yeah, you have to take your part, and then there's like
In fact, don't let the audience see you.
Yeah, of course.
Be round the corner.
Yeah,
be round the corner.
Yeah, just even get down once you're back. As the backing singer.
Yeah.
But I love karaoke, bro.
So do I.
In fact, I want to do a karaoke with you.
Yeah.
I actually want to go to karaoke. I haven't done a karaoke in ages. I love singing. Sam Cooke.
Change Gonna Come?
No. What was it? A song? First Time I Met You.
You're really sliding me there.
Christmas. Yeah, but
that's not a mad suggestion.
It wasn't. What is it that I sing for you? It goes.
What do you want?
Baby, bring it to me. Bring your sweet love.
Bring it on home to me.
Bring it on home to me.
Can I say I don't think it's how loud I'm. I got hyped about Back for Good. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
My level's raised up.
Well, you get as hyped as you want. I love it. I love a bit of passion.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Northern Ireland. See, the English always think we're aggressive, but we're not aggressive. We're just passionate.
Yeah.
Just got a bit of passion. You know what I mean? They don't know. They freak out. Think we're ready to start fighting.
Now, do you know what I'd be tempted to do at karaoke? Do you know what's a move?
What?
You go up and go, they go, what do you want to sing? You know, I've got the booklet. close the booklet, slide it back, and go whatever you want. Stick something on.
But then you're showing off.
No. You're challenging yourself.
That's scary though, because you don't know.
Put it on random.
You don't know what to do though. Like I mean, because I've tried and sung songs. If you don't know them, you don't know them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're making up your own flows and everything.
That's all right.
I don't know. I love Sam Cooke. And who else did I love? Don't know. There's a few things I like. I like that. I like big passionate ballads for some reason.
Right. Oh, why?
Did you hear me singing the wee Irish song, Spancel Hill? And all?
Yeah, Spancil's a really sad song, but a lovely song.
I loved it because I didn't think it was sad. He's just had a dream.
But everyone leaves and all.
Yeah, but nobody's a dream.
Oh.
He wakes up in California, the sun blazing.
Right.
Why is that a sad song? He sat dreaming about his shit home back in the day, and his girlfriend doesn't love him no more and all the rest of it. And then he wakes up and he's back in California.
See, I don't think I've listened to the end.
That's how. So, the end. In the Kelly Cave, we've got a big mural of Luke Kelly, and I said I wanted that painted on the walls. Yes. I awoke in California, many miles from Spancel Hill.
See, I'm like Banshees of Inisherin.
You don't
I'm
care.
halfway through The Sixth Sense, by the way, so don't spoil anything.
Bro.
They keep ignoring Bruce Willis.
I seen Bruce Willis. I like Bruce. I like The Sixth Sense as well.
Great film.
Are you a movie buff?
No.
Do you not like movies?
I do, but I wouldn't know
movies.
loads of them. Like,
yeah, I used to like movies, but I think cinema nowadays has went completely to shit.
Yeah, it's all Marvel, isn't it?
Did you watch? Who got slapped by Will Smith?
Chris Rock.
I watched it. I went and seen him live as well in Manchester years ago. No, it was Chris. No, it was
Chris Tucker.
No, it was Chris Rock. It was Chris Rock that I was.
The Rock.
My mate got his tickets. But anyway, did you see his latest?
He did it live.
Did you see his latest Netflix live?
Yeah, but he actually did it live.
Yes, I seen that course.
Don't know if I'm into that.
What do you
as
mean?
A stand-up.
So, like, is that not what Kevin Hart done? Like, did he not practice all his show and then do it at the arena?
Yeah, but you're watching like a special that was recorded live.
Yes,
Chris Rock did a live stream, as in you're watching this as it happens.
No.
Yes, because he fucks up his main joke, and then he gets angry
what was
after.
his main joke?
His main joke is the year before or something. He's basically in the background into it as Jada Pinkett Smith got annoyed at him for hosting the Oscars because Will Smith didn't get nominated the year before for Concussion. So his punchline, I'm going to butcher it here, was something like, so the motherfucker gave me a concussion over concussion.
Yes.
But he got confused and used the reference the film Emancipation. So he said he gave me a concussion for Emancipation. Something like that. So he fucked up the main bit. No. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't...
So I didn't know. But I mean, obviously, if I said I read you're doing a show tonight, but they're recording it and it's going on Netflix or whatever, doesn't matter anyway if it's live or not.
But we can do a bit of post-production.
Or you could chop it or edit it. I know what you mean.
Well, see if you see a special, right, by your favourite comedian on Netflix.
Yeah.
99% of the time, that'll be shot multiple times.
Yeah.
Because if you look at especially the more intimate ones, look at the front row of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
They're different as the show goes on. Different people are sitting there.
Oh, yes. So it's all like, yes.
So you'll wear the same outfit. So here's what I did. In my Opera House run last year, we recorded it, and I was going to bring out a special called Live at the Opera House. So I wore the same outfit every show. And we recorded a batch of five of the shows. Same outfit, got the stage exactly. The stool was marked.
Yeah.
It was in the same spot. Everything was the same. And we filmed it, went great. I'm like, this is the special. And then the next week I went to America for that part of the tour. And I brought a cameraman out with me, a videographer. And all the clubs I said, just document this and we'll make a vlog. But all the clubs have like 4 cameras, HD setup themselves.
Yeah.
And they just give you, if you bring a hard drive, they just give you the footage, but it looks like a cinematic masterpiece.
Whoa.
So we started doing these shows and I went, this is the special.
Fuck.
Forget the Opera House stuff. Now I'd spend a lot of money on getting
Of course, but it wasn't half
a
as...
crew of 5 filming 5 shows.
Yes.
So I went ditch that, and now the special I'm going to bring out is what it is. And Chris Rock actually was, I think, the first person to do this. He brought out a special that was his world tour.
But chopped up in different...
South Africa, London and somewhere else.
But it's his, like where he thinks he says it the best,
Yep.
He'll have that in and it just flows naturally.
So I've done that. New York, LA, San Francisco, Chicago. And It's the one special, but it cuts between all these different size of venues, styles of venues, and all that.
Yeah.
So that's
You're
what
going to
do.
America next week, did you say?
I'm going this week. I'm just going to do one show.
One
For
show.
Paddy's
And
Day
how
show.
do you find the audiences in America? Because obviously here everyone loves you.
Well, you just don't. You just take out your references, you know.
Colloquialisms.
Yeah, and I try not to have many of them, but like obviously if you have a bit about the DUP,
Yeah.
you can't do it in America.
Yeah, because they haven't got a single clue.
Yeah, you
Even
could-
talking about Republicans
No.
in America, they'd think you're talking about...
Yeah, you'll get a laugh from the 3 people from home that are there, but
Yeah.
that's not what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
So, not like people as well go, well, the Americans don't get this and they don't get. People are the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Some people in the audience won't like. If you have a bit of Americans don't get sarcasm. Some of them will, some of them won't. Some people here will get it, some people won't. It just has to be funny, and then people will get it. I do have to slow down sometimes when I'm speaking, but then you're not supposed to get every word. I speak to American people after the show who are like, oh, I struggle to understand everything you were saying.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You watch a film where you know there's someone has a foreign accent. You might not. You don't need to know every single word.
Yeah.
You know.
Obviously not. Sometimes it's even better when you don't know every single word.
Yeah, yeah,
You like,
yeah.
I especially love like the Glaswegians and all. And you hear them
Oh, wow.
talking.
Yeah,
and you actually love the accent. It's dead funny to
Yeah,
just listen.
you're
to,
captivated
you know?
by it and you're in it. So
Yeah.
no, I love the audiences out there. The clubs they have are just different level. Like.
That's next level. So what's next for you then, bro? So are you going to release a special then? Did you say?
Yeah, I think in May. So
Are you getting sponsored off Netflix?
no, we ran it by them and it was a hard no.
Paramount. What is it then?
I'm just putting it on myself.
Bro,
YouTube.
what are you talking about though? This is like you're Northern Ireland's biggest comedian. This doesn't make sense, bro. You need to get a Netflix thing.
Well, we ran it. Their thing is they will take 4 specials from Dave Chappelle and 4 from Ricky Gervais and all that. So
Yeah.
they used to be more. They'll take loads of specials and now
Yeah.
they're focusing on the bigger stars, and I'm obviously nowhere near that. So putting it out on YouTube for free.
Militant. That's what I love. Well, I would love to see a sketch series by you
Yeah,
too,
yeah, yeah.
with all of
I'd
your
love to do
characters, and
that.
bring back MC Beezer.
I will.
Definitely, bro. Are you sure? I want Goldrick, all of them.
Now,
in
would
there.
you do something with it? Because
I'll be in it. I'm a good actor.
But I would the MC Beezer
was.
stuff because like
I'll do
you're
a collab
serious
with
about
them.
your music.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I would never
care.
want to be like.
Brother, listen, I would happily do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Happily do it. I'd be a cameo in it. I was trying to audition one time for Shameless. You know, the
Oh, yeah,
original
yeah, yeah.
Shameless. I didn't do it, but I always thought,
Oh, why? Yeah, I
there
could
could
see
have
you on
been
that.
room there. I could have been the Belfast cousin or something,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
from
yeah.
the Maguire family, and
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
would have loved it.
Yeah.
You know, but it was never to be. But of course, bro, I'd happily do something.
Yeah.
You know. Sure, you were saying you threatened to get me out on stage. You wanted me to do your walkout for your boxing.
For the box.
And then you just blanked me. Sent me a message saying, I want you to do the walkout tune. I said, let's do it. And then he just...
So here was our problem. We did the Ulster Hall for the boxing, and we booked it and put it on sale. And say we put it on sale Friday at 12 o'clock. We did a press conference Friday at 12 o'clock to publicise it. By the time that was over, it was sold out. So I got 1 ticket. Everyone was going mental. I can't go. I got 1. We all got 1 guest list, so I got my wife in, and there was other people wanted to have people do the walkout or can I want this person in my corner. We got to the point where you couldn't have. We were allowed 1 doctor because there was supposed to be one more person. At one point, 1 more person couldn't be in the building, and they went nuts about the ring walk because it's all health and safety.
My mate runs Clan Wars. Do you want me to set up the next one with you?
I don't want to fight in Clan Wars. I'm retired from active fighting,
Oh, why? Sure, you won.
and that's why I've retired.
Legend. Undefeated.
1-0.
They undefeated.
I'm 1-0.
Legend, bro. You're Belfast Jake Paul.
Yeah. No.
Would you fight Jake?
No, he kick a fuck out of me.
I'll tell you, he's tough. But here, I'm proud that you won, though, bro. That's militant.
It was great fun.
And it was. I thought it sounded exciting. Like
We're going to do it. We're going to maybe do it next year.
You have to do
So
it
we're
next year.
maybe going to do it.
No, that's what you need to do. That is what you do.
I whispered that way too loud.
Of course. No.
SSC.
Listen, bro. It's been an honour having you on. Like I said, bro, I know you're going to go on and smash it, bro, in America. And I would love to see you on Netflix. There's no reason why you shouldn't be, for fuck's sake.
Thanks.
I'd love to see all that and keep her lit, bro. And you have to come on the show more
Thank
often.
you. I will. Yeah. I will.
Definitely, my brother.
Thank you.
you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, my
Cheers.
bro. There you go, folks.